Hey guys, Love at Scout 1 again. What I thought I'd do is, we've covered rifles, we've covered bullets, we've covered bushcraft knives. What I thought I'd do is I'd get in to the sort of nitty gritty of actually doing the evisceration of the growler of a deer, and knives that deer stalkers or professional stalkers like myself carry. As you can see, we've got another kind of bushcrafty knife there. That's the karesundo boar. It's the carbon steel bladed one. The steel is a good carbon steel, holds a very good edge, nice Scandinavian grind on it. The handle is, I think it's some kind of stained birch. I can't really find out because the website is a bit vague. But the handle, when I first looked at it, I thought, somebody's put a lot of thought into that. If you ever get to handle one of these knives, the contours of the blade, the contours of the handle have been made for a clenched fist, and it's comfortable. You know, this sort of kicked out piece here that looks a bit like a boar's hoof actually, is comfortable to use. You know, it's warm in the hand like most wooden handled knives are. It's comfortable. This little brass choil guard here, or finger guard, is well made. It keeps the finger under the knife's edge, but allows the thumb to go on top, you know, to press down. You know, this is a bit battered because I've had it a while, but you know, creates a very good spark with a fire stick, and I really like it. These are not expensive. These are in sort of knife terms. These are I think these are about 50 quid, 47 quid. I don't think I paid that for this. I've had this quite a while, but I think current retail now is about 50 quid. An excellent knife, excellent for bushcraft, excellent if you're a pigeon shooter, a hunter, anything like that. Really worth having. Again, we're talking about leatherwork. As I'm sure you're aware, if you've stuck with some of my videos, I'm very critical about leatherwork. This is fantastic. It smells like a dead deer, unfortunately, but I think the hide is elk or some kind of service, some kind of deer, I'm more than sure it's elk, because the Karesundo's logo, I don't know if the camera can pick that up, is an elk, and it smells like a deer hide. It's machine made, but as you can see there, it's had a bit of thought put into it. It's had a piece of extra leather put in there just so that the knife is easy to draw. And with this being carbon steel, you have to keep up to it and keep it oiled. Now, I'm more than sure the camera can't pick that up, but about 2/3 of the way down, there's a plastic insert, and if you put the blade in, if I can fetch it up, you can hear it snap in. And all I've done, really, so that I don't forget, is just drip some Break Free, which is a Teflon based oil. I've put it in a syringe and just squeezed a little bit into the plastic liner, so that the knife, when you take it out and when you draw it and when you put it back in, gets oiled, so I don't forget, because I'm hopeless at maintaining stuff like blades. That I'm useless, totally useless. But that's kept it oiled, and it's kept it up to, you know, kept it up to spec. I bought a couple of these in the States a couple of years ago. This is the Outdoorsman Light, made by Cold Steel. The Outdoorsman, if you've ever seen it, is a cracking knife. It's a chunk of money to buy, but these are the light. This is the light version, which basically is the same knife blade, the same profile. It's just made from a different steel. It's a Kraton handle, as you can see. It's full tang. It's got a bone breaker built in there. This is a good blade. It does create a very good spark. It's got a good jimp in there so that you can get down on the blade. Fantastically razor sharp. I don't know if we can pick that up, but fantastically razor sharp. And that's after sort of 12 months of really hard use. The steel's good, The point is very good for starting the evisceration of a deer. The bone breaker is very good. It's ideal for getting round leg bones and for getting up into the actual cavity of the deer for taking the red offal out. And I've put my maurers and my clippers and such aside to use this. I really like it, and the benefit of it is it comes with a nylon scabbard. That's also got a plastic liner. But what I've done is when I've been stalking, yeah, the blade's been in and out, but when I've come home, I've just put it all in the dishwasher and dishwashed it all, and it's been perfectly great. Comes out sterilised, you know, and goes back into my kit box so that I can use it again. Fantastic piece of kit. They actually do make good bushcraft knives, but I think with it being an outdoorsman, it's kind of more geared to a hunter. But you know, that's not to say you couldn't use it for a bushcraft knife. It's got a very steep angle on it, and the steel's excellent. I wholly recommend it. You can get them online. Again, our colleagues at Heine Haynes sell them, and I think they're about 20 some quid. I think we paid $1 per pound when we were in the States, but then I hadn't seen him in the UK, but very well worth a buy. Now we've started using these knives. We've only been using them about 18 months, and that's, as you can see on there, it says gutting. In Yorkshire we would call that a tripe knife, because these are the kind of knives they would use for taking tripes out of the cows. As you can see, it's got a bulbous end. There's no sharp edge there. The sharp edge is there, and the jimping is there. And basically what that's for is once you've actually eviscerated the carcass of the deer, so that you don't cut the rumen, which is like the bag of green offal, the bag of green food that the deer's been eating, so that you don't puncture it. It's got this bulbous end on. So generally what you'd do is you'd get your pointed knife and just run up the belly and open it up. With this you don't have to do. You can just put this under the skin and zip it up, unzip it. So we call them gut zippers, but like I say, in Yorkshire we call them a tripe knife. 14 quid I think they were, from Bushcraft in Scotland. And again, plastic liner to the sheath, which makes things easy for cleaning. And I don't know if Outdoor Edge, who make the knife, would suggest that you put their scabbards in the dishwasher, but for me it's ideal. Just stick it all in the where the cutlery goes, and wash it, and it comes out sterilised and ready to go again. Fantastic. This is quite an interesting piece of kit. This is a bone saw, but not bone saw in the butcher's sense. This is a bone saw for doing H bones, or for doing sternum bones in deer. As you can see, it's basically a piece of butcher's bandsaw blade in a thermopolymer handle, and it's got this bumper on there, so if you are cutting into a deer that's still got red offal or green offal in it, you can go up the rib bones or up the chest, sternum, and not damage any of the red offal, because of course red offal's a byproduct that you can use. This one I tend to clean in the field because it gets gummed up with bits of bone and bits of sinew and all kinds of tissue and snot and one thing or another, and it comes in a little camouflage sheath like that. So I tend to clean that before I put it away, and then again whack it in the dishwasher when I get home. That basically about covers it. You can get away with just, something like an outdoorsman, or if I can lay my hands on one real quick, you can get away with something like these are quite good. This is the Mora Miki or Mickey, which is basically a frost clipper blade in a different handle, in a cheaper handle, and the scabbard's cheaper. This came from Heine Haynes again, and these are quite cheap. These are only about 6 quid I think, but these yeah, they're carbon steel, so they hold a good edge. I like that. I've only used it a couple of times, but again, you can whack it in the dishwasher, no problem at all. Just look in the butcher's box. I mean, you've all seen the classic, you know, the classic Mora clipper. That's one that's been used, and you know the blade's wearing thin. I've had that a while, but you all know what they are. Another thing that Mora do make are these. This is the newish blade profile, and I think their bushcraft knife is very similar to this. I do like the handle on this knife. Actually, it was given to me by a Forestry Commission stalker who had bought some to try, and I think this is more geared to being a bushcraft knife. I know Mora do a bushcraft kit where you've got a fire steel and stuff on, but I think they're into sort of 50 quid, and I know these are a bit more expensive than a standard clipper, but I do like that. It's a nice knife. It's really good. It's really good for you know, dual purpose, for gutting game or eviscerating deer, or doing fish even, I suppose, or small furred game, rabbits, hares, or doing birds, pheasants, etc. But I do like that. I do like the scabbard. That all comes to bits for cleaning, so again, not a bad piece of kit at all. What I will just touch on before I get into depths of this box, this is a cold steel fin bear. Very similar materials to the Outdoorsman Light, and very similar materials of the scabbard. This is a nice little knife. These aren't very expensive at all, and I have seen a couple of knife builders who have got these blades and taken the handles off and then stacked them with antler or with tufnell or polypenco or whatever to make a nice deer stalking knife or a nice hunting knife. They're equally as good as a clipper, and a comparable price, but you know, you pay your money, you take your chance. It's personal choice. Right guys, thank you very much for your indulgence. I hope that's sort of giving you a bit of insight. Most of you that are following me know your knives anyway, but like with saws and with gutting knives, some of you might not have come across them, so I hope that's of some interest to you. Thank you very much again for your kind feedback and your subscriptions. If there's anything you want to see and I can assist, please let me know. Alright guys, thanks very much. Have a great day. Bye bye.